So on the prep process of doing these factory or aftermarket parts, I do use a 320. I see a lot of people using 600 on them. 600 doesn't create enough bite for the sealer, so you want a 320. You can use 400 if you really wanted to, but 320 usually works pretty good. Sealer covers it up. You can DA it, hand sand it, however you want to do it. Our paint product actually says that you do not have to sand the sealer, or not the sealer, but the E-coat. They say that our sealers can actually go direct over E-coat without any kind of scuff or sand. I don't trust it enough to do that. That's our paint company. We do scuff the outsides of them with either a red Scotch-Brite or 320. Just depends on what you want to do. But anyways, I don't scuff the underneath of the hoods because they don't see daylight or like inside of fenders and stuff like that. Never had an issue, and I've been doing this for 3 years now. So yeah, you don't really have to scuff the underneath. Just clean it really well so it gets a good bite to the E-coat that's the factory. And any bare metal spots, you do want to put a little E-coat can primer over top of them or anything like that. But usually you try not to burn through the E-coats because the E-coat that's on the hood is a lot better than the E-coats that I can put on it here at the shop. I don't have an electronic system where I can create an electronic current through the panel to put the E-coat on. I just use a canned E-coat, which is not bad, it's just not the best to do. And then of course after that, you put them in the booth. I usually clean them with a wet rag before I do anything, just to get any excess, black dust and anything off of it. And then after that, I use a solvent cleaner. Wax and grease works really good. Just depends on what you want to use. And then after that, you tack it off, and after you tack it off, you need to use trying to figure out how to explain this. So we have a static gun, and it's a pretty badass piece of machinery. It's this little thing. What it does is it pushes a negative ion current across the panel and takes a lot of the static off the panel, because when you're wiping it so many times with cleaner and stuff like that, you're going to get a static charge, a positive static charge. Now, instead of spending several $100s for a static gun, you can also use alcohol. They make alcohol in a spray can. I think it's called Prepsol or something like that. It works really good with getting the static off the panel. Usually you want to do that after you've cleaned it and with a new rag, and then you can of course tack it off and do whatever else you need. That should help with the static. It's not going to get rid of it 100%. You're still going to have to go in and denib some of your sealer. But I'm about to get on my suit and my papper system and go in here and seal these panels, and I'll get you some videos in the booth of the panels before I seal them. Be back. Alright, so I just went in there and put the sealer on. As you can see from the last video where I was actually in the booth spraying, the sealer's not hard to put on. It's not a primer, so you're not trying to fill. About a 70 to 85% overlap. I used a medium hardener in it, a little reducer. Used a medium gray because this is a little bit of a darker color and it helps with coverage. But other than that, I mean, it's super easy to spray. Once you put the sealer on, you're pretty much done. Let it dry for about 30 minutes or so, and then you're ready for base coat. And after that, it's pretty much base coat, flash cycles, and then clear coat. I'm still going to do some more videos on, you know, painting the car and doing all that, but that was kind of the process of doing the sealer on the new panels. And this works for new or aftermarket. With the bumpers, you can use 320. I use 600 just to make it really slick. It's a slick bumper from the factory, but it's a little different E-coat that they put on the bumper than they do on like metal pieces. So yeah, stick around and we'll get in here and put some base coat on this thing. Alright, so that was the base coat process. It is a water base, that's the reason I'm not wearing my PAPR system. You still want to wear a respirator with it because it does have some form of chemical in it. you don't have to order a paffer system for doing this. It's just, I do it every day, so I try to keep myself as healthy as possible, where the mask doesn't really eliminate all of it. So that was the base coat, and as you can tell, it covers really good, even though I am gonna have to go back in there and check it to make sure it's, you know, fully covered and I ain't got no modeling. And if you notice in the video, after I got done with my pass, I stood the gun up like this and misted it. That's what we call a drop coat. That gets the metallics to lay down better, to pretty much stand up and make it look really good. So as of right now, we got this on a flash cycle. We're gonna let it dry and then go in, check it, make sure all the color looks good, the blends look good, and then after that, it should be ready for clear.